Hey everybody, Superfluous J here, playing more Dyson Sphere program, and we are here on the Smelting World to show off that, as I said I was going to do last time, we made our magnets smelting line, and we made two of them. If you see here, we're using conveyor Mark IIIs. That's it's a new part of of our thing here. We're no longer using the ones or the twos. We're going to use threes for everything right now, and we have two lines of these things, and a conveyor Mark III runs at 30 per second. Twos run at 12 per second. So this is more than double. That's why threes are so awesome. And we have a full thing of magnets. We've got a full thing of iron coming in because I fully tapped not only all the iron on this planet, but all the iron on our home world. Can be sent here to make magnets and steel and all the other goodies that we're making. We've got... Oh, actually, he's demanding steel. The one who's supplying steel, though, has a full thing of steel. He's ready to go. I have put full logistic vessels and logistic drones into every single one of these things, and we are going. We're doing things well. And today, we're getting closer and closer to like awesomeness. But today I want to make processors. But before we do that, I need to find out why. If I could, let's see, hit tab. There we go. Get my cursor back. Why this is stalled out. We're doing sorter cargo stacking, which isn't a big deal. It's nice because it gives us 4 things on the Mark III sorters, which is nice. Then we're doing vertical construction, which again isn't a big deal, and then mechanical frame, which is kind of a huge one. Actually, no, I'm sorry, this isn't the huge one. This just gives us 1 more meters per second movement speed, which isn't a bad thing. It's the mecha core that's the big one. Let's get back control of our vessel before we actually reach our home world, and talk about what we're going to do today. We're going to fix that. I'm going to pick up some more stuff at the mall, and then I'm going to head to the component world in order to make. Boom! There, we've landed. Let's see. Science. That's what I want to know. We are not making blue science for some reason, even though... let's see. We've got copper. We don't have iron coming, even though I thought I fixed iron. Didn't I fix iron? Maybe I just fixed copper. And, yeah, copper ran out. Iron is running out. But it... really we don't need it anymore, so it's kind of annoying that yeah, we're mining this one patch of iron up here wherever it is, and doing a little bit of smelting here to smelt the iron. Where's this? Oh, it's this iron patch here that we're still mining for that. So what we really should do, instead of try to fix all this, what we really should do is, we have a logistics station here. We should just say components. Let's say iron ore. Geez, if I could do things. Wait, this is my replicator. That's the problem. Here we go. Components, iron ore. We're gonna say local storage because we're never gonna supply that locally, and remote demand. And let's go ahead and make sure he's topped up on vessels. We did run out of drones as we were topping everybody off on drones, but that's not a big deal. And what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna actually delete these. Oh, I've got the area delete. That's why it looked weird. There we go. Delete, delete, delete. I'm not even going to wait for these things to empty. We're going to delete this. Delete this. Delete this. Let's get rid of all of these. This is old school. We shouldn't even be doing it. We don't have a box holding anything anymore, which is nice. Actually, we do have a box holding things. Hey, you know what? We'll just take it. We don't care. Nothing's happening here anymore. Just get rid of it all. And we actually have like a tiny bit of iron here that we're mining as well. Just, oh, it's cathartic. I got to tell you, this is fantastic. We're gonna have to change where we make our what do you call it? Foundation soon. I'm just gonna break this. Actually, let's just break it. Let's just break it. Boom. I'm gonna leave this box here. And we're no longer using these. And this box has not too many of these in it, so I'll just pick them up. And now what we need to do is, let's see, we're supplying these. We're already requesting iron. So it's not a big deal to, let's see how many belts we have here. We do have a ton of belts we just picked up, so we might as well use these because this is all not very all that very all that useful. You know, lift this up so it just kind of comes across this way, and it just has to come to here, and then down, and then across to here, and then that'll get this going again with iron. And we are no longer making magnets. So we should just request magnetic coils because we're making them. So let's request 1,000 of them and say remote demand local storage. And I'm a little surprised that nobody's gone off to get those because I thought we were supplying those. But let's go ahead and change it then to magnets themselves. Remote demand. Now we're getting some, so we'll just do that. And those magnets need to come right down this lane right here. So, am I already doing that over here somewhere? Yeah, he's just supplying magnets. And he's not actually supplying all that many. And I think they're then... yeah, they're being put into here is what it is. So let's just delete that and delete that. And he no longer needs to supply magnets. Let's go ahead and clear that. Let's clear that. All he's supplying is graphite, and even that isn't a thing we're doing anymore. We'll just delete that line. So we're going to have magnets coming out of here. Oh, let's try that again. Boom. Okay, and then come to here. You're going to raise up just like he did. But you're going to... come right back down, and then come across, actually come all the way to here, and then over to here. And then we're going to delete these power poles. Delete these lines. We've got a lot of junk we don't need anymore. Down here, and then we're gonna set up more miners on these guys. Try to get the whole shebang. I really shouldn't be spending so much time trying to line these up. They're really not all that useful use of my time. But I feel the need to be at least a little bit thorough with my coverage, and some of that foundation that we're not making anymore. Plop it here. This is not what I was planning on doing today, just in case you're curious. Let's go ahead and just plop this guy right here. That should be good enough. And then these ones, I'm going to use these super fast belts, and we're going to take probably these three this way, and then these two. Can I get him around like this? No, he has to be like this. There we go. And then right to here, and then up. And then down. And then that way he can connect right here. He can connect here. He can connect here. I'm going to run him like this, and then he's going to go up and down. And then he's just going to go right to there. And he's going to go right to there. And then we'll power these guys. That should do it. Yes, and they are sending. Look how fast these belts are. I love the new fast belts. But yeah, we're supplying these. We're requesting magnets. We're requesting iron and copper with no limit, which is totally fine. We're requesting magnets with a limit, which is also fine. And we are supplying iron. So that was the last iron patch that actually wasn't being sent off world, which is kind of cool. We've got a whole bunch of hydrogen going. We've got a whole bunch of iron going. We've got our science going. And we are ready to go to the foundry world, except I am not the foundry world, sorry, the component world, except we don't have Tesla towers, and we don't have, we have foundation, we have plenty of it. We should probably get all this iron ore in here, all this iron, get as much of it in there as we can. And actually we can put these magnets in here now, at least some of them. And that's good. So we've got, we're going to be making processors and stuff today. And we still don't have the tech to make the better assemblers, the assembler 2s. They're the kind of the ones that I'm going to be using most of the game, I think. The nice thing about them is they craft things at the same speed that you do. So it's easier. The math is easier. It's literally the main reason I like them. And actually, did we actually already know how to make these? We do. We actually do know how to make them. They need processors. So and graphene and assembler 1s. So let's actually go to the mall really quick. Hit T. And I don't remember where the mall is. It's this way, I think. It's basically on the other side of the planet, but it's closer this way than it is the other way. Nope, and I was wrong. It was closer the other way than it is this way. But let's crash land here and look and see where I'm making assemblers. Here's where we're making the assembler 1s. Assembler 2s need assembler 1s in them. So let's actually drop one of these down here. Whoop. Well, let's drop one here. And let's change the recipe to assembler 2s. They need an assembler 1, graphene, and processors, which is a little ridiculous, especially because we don't have room for graphene and processors on here. This is one of the reasons why I want to change them all around. We're already getting processors from here, and we're not already getting graphene anywhere nearby. And we don't have empty slots on any of these towers. We have an empty slot here, so we can get graphene from here and processors from here just to get them going. And I think I'm gonna do it. Oh, I need to actually request graphene first. Graphene, only send us 1,000. Remote demand and local demand too, just in case. And we definitely want to throw more logistic vessels in there as we go. And probably we need to pick up as many of these as we can, and we should pick up as many of these too as we can. That's a lot though. I think I'm gonna scoop up about half of these and put them back. There we go. Okay, so graphene coming out of here. Just come across. No shame in this kind of spaghetti here. And we're just going to run it right to there. And then the processors that are coming out right here. Once again, like I said, no shame. As in, I have no shame. Not as in there is no shame in this, because there's a lot of shame in it. We're going to run it to there. And then these guys are coming out here. So what we can do is a little bit of spaghetti. A little bit of spaghetti never hurt anybody. Let's just go ahead and delete this line and connect this guy to it instead. If I could. You connect to there. There we go. And we get rid of... Oh, I see. It's right here. That's the one that was there. And instead, you are going to go into... Will this go across? No, it won't because the thing's in the way. That's funny. Okay, let's... do that. Hopefully that still powers everybody. And then we can run this across. Too far. Really? Well, let's get him closer then. There we go. Now these need to be slightly adjusted. To here. Oh. And here. There we go. And then how long does it take? These things take 3 seconds. They do need 8 graphene and 4 processors every 3 seconds. The 4 processors probably not a big deal, but the 8 graphene definitely is. So let's go make the graphene go big, and we'll just do this one too. Why not? And then an outbound, he only makes one, right? Every 3 seconds. So we can just use one of these cheap ones here. And then we're going to throw as many of these in here as we can, because we are going to have a lot of these. Let's go ahead and take as many as we can. And then we're going to clear and reset, and we're going to change this to these guys, and we're going to limit it to 1,000, which is a lot. What I'm going to do here is, I don't know the best way to do this, to be honest. I hate to do it, but I think I'm going to remove this power pole, put it on the other side, and this guy, we're going to remove this for the time being. Sorry, this is going to be super spaghetti. I'm actually embarrassed that I'm even thinking about doing this. Let's see if we can get this. Oh, we can't. Okay, let's go down one. And can we come around here? Yes, we can. Now we can go up and over. And then we can take a box right here. And let's see. Actually, what's the best way to do this? Let me think. Okay, I know what the best way is. Well, actually, I don't know the best way, but I know the way I'm going to do it. The way I'm going to do it is we're going to put the box over here. And then we're going to have this belt go like this. And then we're going to do, you go in there. You actually, we're going to do... belt going across so we can get multiple being 2 marked. Oh, these are Mark 2s. We want Mark 3s. And we're going to put all these in here. And then this guy, oh, they don't have power. Of course they don't. We're just talking about how I'm low on Tesla towers, and I'm going to waste one powering those 2 belts, or those 2 things. And then we're going to attach, oh, this is still up. Perfect. So now he can output onto this belt instead of onto the into the box or into the machine itself, and then this belt is going to side feed onto this belt. So the ones out of this machine will only actually go into this machine when this box is empty. That way I can recycle all those all the assemblers I'm going to be picking up as I replace them with assembler ones. And this guy is going to just chug along and get his job done. I almost want to make a second machine, but he makes them pretty quick compared to how quick I'm going to be using them. We've already got 30. By the time I get to the other location, I'm going to have even more. We have a ton of these lower tier belts now too. So I kind of want to do the same thing here. And we can. Let's see if we go this way. Go up. Then go down. Okay. And then watch this. Then we're going to do a box here. This is how all the cool people do it. The box actually should be, I guess, slightly farther back, like here. And then we're going to do this belt is going to come straight across here. Yeah, I hate to do it, but we're going to do 2 of these. Actually, we'll see if 1 is enough. And then we're going to do, once again, 2 of these belts coming out. Fill this up with these. Put another power pole down. You wasting a power pole. And then a single sorter mark 1 out here. And now these will only go on this belt when this is empty, which it won't be for a while. And that's it. Because we don't have too many of these Mark II belts, so we shouldn't have to worry about that. But I think we can now officially do everything with Mark II belts, Mark III inserters, and Mark III belts, Mark III inserters, and Mark II assemblers, which is awesome. Meanwhile, as I said, I need more of these, and for those I need electromagnetics thingy jiggers, which we're actually not making them anymore. We are making them at Component World, so I think I'm just going to go to Component World and make these by hand when I get there, because we today, as I said, I didn't want to do all this today. I wanted to do something else. That's something else I wanted to do, and actually I hate to do it, but I'm coming back home for a second because I want to pick up, where are they? Here they are. 500's a lot. I think maybe 300. 250. Because I am almost out of... I was using graphene just to use it up. And we have 3 of those. Let's put 1 of these and then 3 graphenes in there just to use up the graphene. When I was at the Foundry World, I ran out of fuel. And I had to do something. So there's the Foundry. And where is my other planet? Where are all the ships going? Off this way. There's Component World. 2.85 AU away. I will see you there. Okay, we are almost there. Looks like everybody's heading down this way and around the back of the planet. So I kind of tried to do the same thing. And I got close. Okay, Component World. This is looking so cool. But we are making a ton of these electromagnets. And I'm just going to take... I'm going to take all of them for my own use. My own personal use. Actually, I don't want to do that. Can I do that? Yeah, and it will drag from it, right? Yeah, it's pulling from that one, which is what I want. Perfect. Okay, so what else do we need for these power poles here? We don't need anything. We need like 43 of them, so I'm just going to do it. And yeah, now over here we are requesting things. We're requesting these belt Mark IIs, which we don't want anymore, sadly, but I'm going to take them. And then I'm going to remote demand. I'm going to actually change this up to request belt 3s. And we'll have 1,000 of them on supply. So remote demand. The sorter Mark 3s are totally fine. And the drones, we have 200 of them, which is fantastic. Although I don't think we need them at the moment. And we also want to request... we don't need these ones anymore either, but we'll just leave them here for now. We want to request assembler 2s, and I think we're just gonna put the request at 1,000 because we're gonna need a lot of these. So we're getting 88. That's perfectly fine by me. So what do we want to do? What we want to do is get the other things that we're talking about working. We want to get processors going. We have like all the things that are sort of these physical turbine-y things going, and we have a lot of them. The one thing we're low on is these green guys, which we're low because we're low on magnetic coils. So I think, you know what the first thing I'm going to do is, I hate to do it, but we obviously need more magnetic coils than we have. And there's a very easy way to make more right away, and that is to upgrade the belts and upgrade the assemblers, and then make the lines longer. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and hit the U button and just go. And there we go. And then say upgrade this belt. We're upgrading everything to the highest tier we can support. And we've got a ton of the level 2 belts, and we don't have very many of the level 3 belts anymore, but that's totally fine because that's what we want. If you look here, these are all now Mark 3 belts, Mark 2 assemblers, and so now we've got the belts that we're sending 30 a second out, and we can support 30 of these assemblers now, and we can actually truly support 30 of them. We have 6 right now, so we can go 5 more if you want to look at it that way. And if we run these belts out 1 more than they are, this is coming out, this is going back, and this is coming out, and that's it, right? Yes. Now that we have this, we should be able to copy this entire thing and just paste it on down the line. In fact, we should, now that I think about it, be able to do that twice. Go this way, back, this way, back, this way. And then now if we blueprint this whole thing and have the relevant, let's see, I just hit F1, there we go. So we want to blueprint, let's start over here. I want to be very precise here. I want to blueprint this. And this. I didn't want to grab those belts, which is annoying, but there's not much I can do about it now. And this, actually there is something I can do about it now. I can cancel and start over. Yeah, so I obviously want to come in a little bit. I want to be like here. All of these and all of these. And then we can just be a little willy-nilly about it from here. We can just grab these and grab these. And then now that's 1/5 of what we can support. And we're out of collide with other object. Oh, these guys are colliding, and then if we do this, we say lack of items. We actually don't have the assemblers to do this, which is kind of funny. Do we have them yet here? We have 88 of them. Is that enough? Yes, it is. And obviously we are off by one on our assembly lines, but that's not a big deal. Let's go ahead and paste this. And then do all the connections here. Out, in, out, in, whoops, out. Rotate the camera so it works, because that's a thing. Out, in, out, in, out. And I don't know if we'll have to fix the power, but I don't think we should. But we just like tripled our capacity of these things now, and we can double it again and then half more. And we're going to, because obviously we need them. And I think we're going to crank up the request of these things just to maximum. I think we need to admit that we need the most we can possibly get of everything coming to these guys. And let's let our drones do their thing here. How are we doing? We're chugging through the graphite, which is totally fine. We'll just let that go. Okay, so obviously I need to extend these belts a little bit. One more. Oh. Got more vertical construction, which is nice. I don't know if I actually said it, but I added another just batch of utility researches to get them going. Let's see. So where is our blueprints? And F2. Now this, if we had... Yeah, now we're missing the belts. So we need more tier 3 belts, and look at that. Boom. That should be enough for a while. Let's go ahead and grab these two, because we're going to need them. F2. F2, I said. There we go. So there's our belts, and let's see, this is the third one. And then we can paste a fourth one, but it doesn't lit us. Actually, that's the funny thing, is it does lit us. Oh, that's because it's that, yeah. So here's the fourth one, and then do we have enough for the fifth one? We do, so let's just go ahead and do it. How exciting is that? How easy was that to do? That's crazy how easy that was to do. Okay, let's get this going here. One, back, out, back, out. Out, back, out, back, out. And I know I said specifically we're doing processors today, but this has to get done. Okay, and last but not least, out, back, out, whoop, back, and out. Okay, we should be prioritizing over here, because building those things isn't actually helping any. We have to build the ones that are actually going to extend the belts out. And also, it looks like these guys might have been getting a little bit of help from the gears in order to power themselves. So we might have to lay some more power poles on the outside lane here, but we'll see when the time comes. As soon as we get these assemblers built on the outside here, I will move down a bit. We're just making sure everything gets laid. We are chewing through the graphite. Let's go ahead and do that, and then throw another of those out there. Just waiting for him to lay this. As soon as he lays this assembler, then I'll know we can move forward. There we go. Yeah, it's amazing how easy this is to build now with blueprints. You know, and it's not like I'm copying someone else's blueprints. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I just personally don't like to play the game that way because this is a building game. The whole purpose of this game is to build things, and if you copy someone else's blueprints, you're not building things yourself. So I want to build things myself. And yeah, it also looks like we might be out of copper, which is kind of hilarious. This can't actually support the copper that we're creating, so I probably have to go back to the foundry world to make more copper, which is kind of hilarious. How much copper is on this world? Not very much, so it's not really worth tapping the copper here. I mean, we could. It's not going to hurt anything to tap the copper here, and I'll probably do it off camera, but definitely not going to do it right now. So, as soon as these last few things get built here, I'm going to check out the power situation and see where I have to lay power poles to get everything powered. Because these all seem fine. It's these ones down here that are having issues. Yeah. So, I guess I'll just put them on the far end here. Yeah, I'll just plop them. It doesn't really matter where. I mean, these things aren't even getting supplies, so it's not that big of a deal. But eventually they will, once we fix all the problems. But now they're going to make as many of these as they possibly can, which is nice, and that'll just get that done. Gears, we're also having an issue with. Oh yeah. I'll fix that later. Let's do processors. One thing I want to do, though, is I kind of wanted to do processors on this side and other things on that side, so I kind of want to just pick up this entire thing. And I'm a little bit afraid to, but I'm going to do it. Okay, I was able to. That's good. Because we're going to put processors in exactly the same line that we put the other guys, just on the other side of the world here. And we're going to come out to here. And processors are much easier than the other ones. There's only 3 components right now. There's circuit boards, there's microcrystalline components, and there's processors. There's a couple more things later, but for now, that's all we need. And really all we need is circuit boards and processors, because processors, the microcrystalline component is just a part of them. Like, it doesn't go into anything else. So let's work on circuit boards. They need copper, which is going to be interesting, and iron. So let's go ahead and supply circuit boards. And request copper, and request iron, and I don't see any reason not to demand a full stack of each. And I also don't see any reason why not to put full amounts of drones in there, because we're at that stage now where that's what we're going to do. We are no longer requesting small amounts of things, especially for things like processor and things like that. And how many of these? We have 28, which is not enough. So there we go. We got these. I think I'm going to clear this. I hate to do it. And we're going to put the request for belts here. Buildings. These tier 3 belts, we'll say never get us more than 1,000, and then demand them. And nobody's getting them. That's fine. Okay. And we have plenty of the sorters, so I'm not going to worry about that for now. Okay. So, circuits. How do you make circuits? You make circuits by... That's not what I wanted. let's try this again. How do you make circuits? That's in components, and it looks like that. There you go. You make a circuit by throwing 2 iron and a copper into an assembler for 1 second, and then you get 2 circuits back. So this is a nice one. Copper can be shared. Iron and circuits can be dedicated. So what we can do here is we could actually make 3 lines pretty easily, and 4 lines not too hard, but probably the station can probably only support 3 lines, and it'll look better. So what we want to do here is we want to have and it's actually 6 lines, so it's even worse than that, or better, or whatever. What we want to do is and we need a return anyway, so yeah, we can only do 3 and maybe 4. So what we want to do is we want to have iron and circuits. No, it's only 3. Sorry, I'm like talking and thinking at the same time, and that's always a problem. But we can only support a line of 15, and the copper is going to be shared between those 2, and the iron and circuits aren't. So what we're going to do is we're going to have iron come out here, and it'll come to, we'll say here, maybe here. Where are we sending these guys? They had plenty of room. Yeah, we'll just do it to here. So the iron comes out to here, and then the circuits are going to come back out here. Okay, I'm back. Let's go ahead and let's copy, then delete this, and move it back. Probably, we're not really hurting for space, but no sense wasting space, right? Yeah, we can put him. Let's try here and see how this feels, because then we're going to have a copper coming out of here. And that's going to be shared with this guy, who then is going to have a return. And then an iron coming out. Like this. And then we can basically repeat it on the other side if we feel we need to. And is copper coming? Yes, copper's coming. So when the time comes, we'll have it. So what we got here is we have a input, outflow, and then an input. And then we don't need to do that. We can just copy him and flip him around. And then boom. And then, like I said, we can support 15 of these because they take 2 of these products every second. So let's run some belts way out. And let's do that. That's fine. Which one's the return? This is the return. And this is the out. And then 15 of these. We need to check and see about power. We can fit the power in between, so that's cool. So we can go. That's 2, 3, 4, 5. And then a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 10. So we'll come out to, let's say, here. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you can go to here and here. And then once we get these belts laid, eventually, there we go. We can hit Alt and just drag this all the way back to, oh, looks like I screwed something up back there. Let's go ahead and just plop these down, and then I'll come down here and fix it. I somehow got my belts, what? That's weird, I wasn't running to the side. Okay, get this guy and this guy. And these 3 guys. Okay. Now we have everything set up. This all looks good. Let's go ahead and connect these. Only now I realize I didn't actually set power up yet. So let's go ahead and... this power pole... Actually, yeah, it looks like these might be fine. Power pole here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. No, we need to go every 3. It's not a big deal. Every 3. And that should power the whole line. And it does. And if we had enough of everything, which we don't, we'd be able to support this full thing. We are just getting just enough copper to keep the copper thing going, but it's probably not going to. And also these lines, they're gonna have to fill up on their products before they go out. But that's okay. And we don't actually want a local supply. We want a local storage and local storage. We could local demand, but we're never going to be smelting on this planet, so it would be dumb to do that. Now that we're making these, we can move down and do the next... I guess we'll go as close as we can. We'll do the next tower, and this tower is going to make processors, which is really what we need a lot of. And if we look at processors here, they take those... and then they also take these stupid circuit things. So we're going to be requesting the circuits that we just made here. And we're going to say local demand. We're going to limit this to 1,000, I think, because I don't want to be crazy about it. But we're also going to need to request the components for the microcrystalline components, which is more copper and silicon. So we're going to request copper, local demand, remote storage, and we're going to also request silicon. No, I did that wrong. Remote demand. Local demand and remote demand. That's totally fine. We also need to put things in here, and we need to get power on this guy. We'll just put the power right here. And notice we have 1.5 million. That was just placing solar panels around places, I think is what gave us those. We're going to get copper. We're going to get silicon. That's fantastic. We already are full of these, and all we got to do now is supply these. Now, to make a processor, let's plop, as always, one of these down. To make a processor, we're going to need 2 of each of those every 3 seconds, which is super annoying because the ratios don't actually work very well. But let's take a look at these guys, and they every 2 seconds make 1. So please hold while I, magic of editing, figure out what to do. Okay, through the magic of editing, I have determined that for every 3 of these, we need 4 of these. So here's a setup that works. It's just a long line, and what we need to do is we need to fill in a silicon per second and a copper every half second into these. Not a big deal. And then we need to fill those, and then a circuit like this every... Wait, no, it's... We're looking at the wrong thing. 2 every 3 seconds circuits, which is, I don't know how many belts. Let's see if I can if I can look at that. The circuits, I don't actually know how many belts that is. Okay, I need half a belt of copper, a single belt of silicon, and a half a belt of processors to make a third of a belt of processors. I'm sorry, I said processors twice. Circuits to make processors. So let's go into blueprints, because I want to move this thing here. Let's go ahead and just copy it, and then delete it, and then paste it where we want it, which is probably, let's go ahead and move it down a bit, although I don't think we're going to actually have too many of these, to be honest. We're likely going to need more processors than we're going to need more, or circuits, I keep saying. But anyway, so 21 of these. We're making 3 here, so we can make 7 rows of these, like this. So this is 1, 2. I'm actually just going to make the 2. Because I just realized I'm gonna like delete and everything. So you know what, I'm not going to make the 2. I'm going to go and here, yeah. I'm gonna make 1, and then I'm gonna do it. So what we want here is we want a belt of copper, and that's half a belt of copper. So we want to run the copper down the center, and that's conveyor belt Mark III's is what we want. So we're gonna want the copper going this way, all the way down. That's half a belt of copper. Then we're gonna need half a belt of circuits also running down. And then we're going to need a full belt of silicon running down the outside. And then we're going to have a full belt of processors going back. And we need to access all of these. So the other side that we're going to do the thing where we F2, there we go, where we offset these guys. Like this is perfectly on there. So we're going to offset them. It doesn't matter if we go forward or back, so I'm going to go back. And sorry about the triggering, but it's just the way it works. And then we're going to need another belt of silicon out the back of him. And yeah, we're going to put that there. And then all of these are going to go... That just drives me nuts that if you can see something through the thing, it doesn't connect. But that's just the way it works. So that's the way we're going to do it. And we're going to have to set all these up with inserters as well. We're going to have silicon going into these guys. So these guys need their silicon. And I never ran this belt out far enough. He needs silicon. He also is going to need copper, which I guess we'll just say is this line. And actually it should be here. Copper. And that's it. Because he... Actually, I wonder if we could do these without offsetting them, because we're not grabbing from all three belts for all three guys. Let's assume we can for the time being. So there's copper for him. He's going to be feeding into him. He's going to be feeding into both of them. He's going to be feeding into both of them. And he's going to be feeding into him. He also needs copper, which we have determined is this line and is going into the first one on these. Okay. And then these guys are going to need... actually, let's keep it consistent. First one. The ones on the left always get the first one. And this is going to be circuits. And then the output is going to be to the far one. Okay, that's output, output, output. Okay, that takes care of them. Yes. And I should have left those assemblers there because I can't copy them easily. So I'm going to copy them. Oops, I'm going to hit tab. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And then, oops, tab again. 1, 2, and 3. So now, once again, we are going to have silicon going in. This is an easy one. These guys need to feed their buddies. And then they're also going to have copper going in on the far side. Okay. And then these processor guys are going to have these going in and these going out. And that works. Yes. These are going in, and then these are going out. These are going in, and these are going out. And that's it. That is it. And if we scoot this whole thing over so that this is lined up with this, I think it'll be a lot easier to double it. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and hit blueprint. Come on, blueprint. There we go. Let's copy this whole thing. Then let's go into delete mode and say area. Make it a big area. There we go. And then blueprint, paste. Paste, I said. And what I said is I want this line matched up with here. And we'll pull it out 1. So we'll go boom. And then we'll be able to put one here if we want to, but we currently have lack of items. So we're going to need a lot more of these these guys. And probably a lot more of these guys. Yeah, we'll just grab them all. And then we'll let the bots do their thing, and we want to lay this out 7 times, which is awesome. And we have too many belts. We actually have too many belts to do this. We should probably also make sure that we can put power poles between. We can't put them here, but we can put them here. That's actually something important to note. We're gonna have trouble doing the next row of these guys, and I don't know exactly what to do about that right now. But we'll worry about that when the time comes. So let's go ahead, and I think we need to do every other like this, just to make sure everything's powered. And sadly, I need to delete. Oops. Yeah, actually, I need to do a double size thing. So let's go ahead and do this first. Let's actually F1. I want to delete these power poles because the fact that we're laying them every other and there's 7 of these machines means I need to do both of them. Or maybe I should just do the power poles later. But let's get another blueprint of these guys. Including the belts. There we go. And then that'll be 2. And then I can't lay this until we get the belts down, so I'm just kind of standing here waiting for them to lay this last belt. Come on, guys. There's 3. And then same deal here. 4. And last but not least, when they get these belts down, 5. There we go. And now we're just gonna wait for the bots to lay everything and get the power poles laid down. So this is too far away, so we're gonna have to put one here. Yeah, right here, and then just every 2. And let our bots do their thing. This might be the last time I make you sit through one of these, but it is pretty cool watching the bots do their thing. And the payoff is going to be seeing it work or fail because I screwed something up. But yeah, I won't make you watch all this. This is crazy. All right, we finally got it all set up, all powered. We're just waiting to hook everything up, and this is going to be silicon, circuits, copper, and more silicon. And it's going to come out. We actually have a lot of everything, which is good. So we can actually see this in action here. The silicon's coming down the line. It's getting pulled into these machines as fast as they can pull it in. When we get down to the end of the line, we might actually not have it fully set up yet, but we do actually have it fully set up. So that's good. Actually, as far as I remember, the silicon might not actually be all used. And then these guys, I have these set up completely wrong. I have circuits coming in on this one, and yeah, it's just these guys shouldn't. No, wait, no, that's fine. That's right. Everything's right. This is all correct. Okay, cool. And this should set up 2/3 basically of a belt of these from those, if I did the math right. And I'm not guaranteeing I did. It looks more like it's about 1/3 of a belt, and maybe I could double this. I don't know. Maybe I like I said, maybe I mathed wrong. But yeah, this definitely looks like 1/3 of a belt, and the belts are full of the other ones going out. So I might try to double this, which is kind of crazy because it's already pretty long. But you know what? Why not, right? At the very worst, it just won't work because I'm stupid. I don't know. But I think that's it for now. I think we've done good. We've got our processors. That's the important thing. And we can supply them now back to the home world, back to our mall. And now the most important thing here is we are supplying everything that the mall needs in order to make everything we need. Now, we're not making these plasma exciters, and we're not making prisms, and we're not making crystal silicon, although actually we are making crystal silicon. And we're not actually making the thrusters because we're going to make those locally, and titanium crystals and stuff. We're not making those here, but that's okay because this is really more circuits and engines and stuff. And these boxes. And there'll be some more things here that we're making soon. But now, whenever we're coming to this planet, it's going to be to expand these and make them bigger. Like, for example, we need more gears, so I'm gonna expand the gears. I'll probably do that off camera. We probably need more motors. Nope, we don't need more motors. For once, I don't actually have a build where I need more motors. It's probably because I doubled the motor thing here. We do, though, need more engines because we're still, I should say, out of electromagnets, which is kind of crazy. We are definitely out of electromagnets because we don't have enough copper coming in. So we have to go back to the foundry world and mine more copper and smelt more copper and do all things with copper. So that's just something you got to do. So we're going to do all that, though, next time. Well, this has been the latest stealth edit in the history of my YouTubing, because I'm doing my outro now. I hope you enjoyed watching this. I hope you learned something. Maybe I did too. If you like this video, please like the video on YouTube. If you want to see more, please subscribe. Next time we're going to be tackling the Mall 2.0, and hopefully it'll be better than Mall 1.0, because I'm not a big fan. But I am Superfluous J, and I will, as always... I wish I could move the camera, but I can't. I can move my guy up and then hit F11, and then he goes away. I will, as always. Talk at you later.